good evening and welcome to another exciting edition of that wonderful show, Poet to Poet. And I'm Robert Dunn, your wonderful host, and everything is wonderful, especially tonight because we're in this wonderful location. That's my Lawrence Welk impression, by the way, if I say wonderful twice in a row, but I think I'll skip that. We're in Seaburn Books, which is a combination bookstore, art gallery, and tea bar. Not the skiing kind of tea bar, but the tea that you drink kind of tea bar. And you can find that in Astoria, Queens, on Steinway Street, just off Broadway. Yes, Queens has a Broadway too, and it's a very entertaining street in its own right. And we're grateful to Sam Chekwas for letting us come in and make a public spectacle of ourselves. And our spectacles for this particular installment include Charles Sedita, over here in the gray, and Jill Reisfeld, also in the gray. Isn't it great for a show in living color? I tell you. Anyway, welcome you two to Poet to Poet. We're going to get right into Charles. Charles's head, anyway, or his work, or whatever. Let's see. He's a novelist. He's a poet. He's an occasional civil servant, as I recall. His first novel, The Learning Place, won the Sandra Shore Prize for Literature. The first prize, I understand it was, in fact, Sandra Shore.
Not quite. It was a little more prominent than that. It was actually a diploma type of thing, a certificate. And had my name hand scrolled on it. Very attractive.
And you can stick it into the subway and beat the fare with it?
Well, I wouldn't try to do that now. Not in New York City.
Right. Well, it could have been worse. It could have been Sydney Shore. Let's see. You're working on another novel.
Yes. Yes, I am.
Some people just can't get enough. What's the other novel?
It's called The Crucible Fires. That's my working title.
Right.
And I've actually completed the last third revision, I should say, the third revision of this novel. And I'm waiting for it to be retyped and hope it'll be ready for the publisher about, end of February.
That's usually the rule for baseball novels, you know, 3 strikes and you're published.
All right.
All right. All right, let's have a little sample of what did you bring, anyway?
I brought a chapter. It's chapter 16 of my first novel, the novel whose prize you just cited. It's called The Learning Place, and I'd like to read it for you.
All right.
It was 8 a.m. He watched the street come to life as a battered blue poultry truck rolled onto the block. It cruised slowly down the center of the street, the driver tugging mechanically at the knotted rope that stretched from his side view mirror to the rear of the truck where rusted cowbells jangled dully. It was an open truck stacked with cages. The quiet brood of hens bobbed their heads and twisted their necks nervously, like subway passengers afraid of missing their stops. Cutting the engine in front of a brownstone, the driver poked his curly head out the window and turned his face to the building. The childish red scroll on the truck's door read, "Carlos's Chickens," and the driver lingered in the cab a moment before reaching out the window and forcing down the handle. He was a small, fair-haired man in his late 30s. He had short arms and legs and jumped lightly to the sidewalk with the agility of a young boy. Then, placing his thick, powerful hands in the small of his back, he leaned back and tilted his face up to the sun and in English cried, "Chickens!" A window in the 3rd floor of the brownstone opened, and an old man stuck his head out. "Do you have a fat one?" the old man called down to the chicken man. "A fat one?" said the chicken man. "You want to see a fat one?" The chicken man jumped onto the side of his truck and ripped the top from one of the cages. Thrusting his hairy fist into a cage, he seized the bird by the throat and yanked it out. "The fattest bird I got," the chicken man shouted, as if daring anyone to refute his claim. "Look at that," he shouted, slapping the bird's tail feathers. "If your girlfriend had an ass like that, you would have dropped dead a long time ago." "How much for this one?" asked the old man. "For you," said the chicken man, $5. "You'll eat for a month." The old man shrugged. "Let me see a skinny one," he said. "Hey, make up my mind," the chicken man said irritably. "Just for 2 meals and a little broth," said the old man. Stuffing the big bird back into the cage, the chicken man brought out a small, thin hen. "You cut her up and freeze her, and you'll have her neck and wings for Christmas dinner," he shouted. "Give me $3. How much for the wings? Asked the old man. Listen, you want parts, go to a garage, the chicken man shouted angrily. I don't work like that. I'm sorry, said the old man, I'm poor. The chicken man waved the hen over his head like a flag. So who am I? Donald Trump, he said. Look, I'm sentimental because I used to live in this building. Give me $2.50. You'll pluck her feathers, but I want the insides, the old man told him. Yeah, the chicken man said. You're afraid I'll stick my hand up her ass and steal her heart. And the blood. You won't lose too much blood. For $2.50, I'll come up and give you a transfusion, shouted the chicken man. The old man smiled empty pink ridges and shook his fist amiably before slipping back into his apartment. Hey, don't take all day, shouted the chicken man. The hen gave a single muted squawk when he ripped her head off and twitched when he plucked her. After a few minutes, the chicken man reached inside the cab and pulled out some pages of the Daily News, spread the paper on the fender, took a carpenter's knife from the leather loop on his belt, and slit the hen's belly over the front page. Wrap her well, said the old man. I thought you died in there, shouted the chicken man. I had to go to the bathroom, said the old man. I have a weak bladder. Well, are you coming down today, shouted the chicken man. I cannot make the stairs, said the old man. You must bring her up. Hey, I don't make house calls, protested the chicken man. It's only the 3rd floor, reasoned the other. I told you, old man, I used to live around here. If I leave my truck for a second, they'll steal my hens and even the truck. I will watch your truck, said the old man. And fly after the thieves when they drive away with it? Take the truck keys with you, the old man said logically. These kids, said the chicken man, their fingers are keys. I will leave my door open, said the old man. The money will be on the kitchen table. Leave the bird. It will only take a minute. No, I'll stay for tea. Then I'll cook you dinner. Please, said the old man. Come in the hall there, he said, leaning out the window and nearly falling. All right, the chicken man said nervously. But you better watch my truck. God bless you, said the old man. He already did. I got a heart like a cow and a brain like a chicken. I must be stupid to leave my truck for you. Tucking the bird under his arm, the chicken man took the brownstone steps 3 at a time and disappeared into the hallway. He was only out of sight a moment when 3 Hispanic boys dashed from a tenement across the street. They leaped onto the side of the truck, looking up at the old man. The old man looked casually down the street as if he was looking for a friend. With a hen in each fist, the boys jumped from the truck and disappeared back into the tenement. They had no sooner gone when the driver reappeared breathless. He looked up at the old man. Everything okay? He shouted. What? Said the old man. Oh, hell, nothing, the chicken man murmured to himself, waving off the old man as he climbed into his cab. The truck engine whined and caught, and the old truck lurched forward in first gear with a jangle of bells. Halfway down the block, as the old man pulled down his window, the engine backfired loudly, and 7th Street seemed rocked alive suddenly, like a sleeping jungle awakened to a hunter's first shot.
I'm glad to know that everybody in that story is in the peak of condition. Charles, I tell you, you're a regular Ernest Hemingway.
Thank you.
Where did you...
That's reassuring.
I'm probably going to get guitared and feathered for that line, but that's all right. Where did you get the inspiration for that chicken scene?
My grandfather, an old Sicilian, used to take me to the chicken market many years ago and explain to me how to examine a bird before you buy it, how to weigh it with your hands, how to inspect it to see if it had eggs inside. We actually gave it an internal. And
I think I want to get into that.
how to determine if it was a healthy bird.
Uh-huh. And you took notes, of course.
Absolutely.
In chicken scratching, no doubt.
Absolutely.
All right. How about one of the poems?
All right. I have 2 daughters, Gabrielle and Sandra. Gabrielle is visiting me from Paris, and this is a poem that I wrote for her.
France, Texas, or
Paris,
Kentucky?
France.
Oh,
Paris,
okay.
France. It's called Bridges. All those years we have missed, speaking over an ocean of snapshots. You at one end of time, me at the other, chanting the same prayer to different gods. Orphans of the one broken pact, an exploded star light years from the vow. Visited twice with fruit, two sisters, the first of sky, the second of earth. Was it cold that winter? Did it snow? Me hurtling through space without my soul? The rooftops of Normandy, the hulls of capsized boats? Bridges everywhere, but none to the eye. You and I suspended in a dream between sonnets of an unknown poet.
Now, I understand that you're planning in the near future to commit English teaching. I mean, you're planning to become an English teacher.
I'm very excited about
in the
that.
school system. What brought this on?
I've always loved the language, the English language, and I've always loved children. And missing my kids as much as I do, both my girls, as I said, live in Paris, France, I wondered how I could be around children and work my craft, my English. And I decided to put the two together and become a teacher of English in the New York City high schools.
You also need to know how to bob and weave.
Well, we'll have to see about that.
As a matter of fact, I think we can get one more poem in because I want to end on an elegant note.
Well, this one is entitled Riptide. This is from my daughter Sandra, whom we call Sunny. It's called Riptide. It is the autumnal tide revisited. The emotions capsized tonight like a small boat on a winter sea. She ripped from him by the hour. He cast from her by a crownless court, to thrash in an ink no moon can warm. How deep his night and shallow his dreams. How mournful the boatswain's song as he waits again for loftier currents to bear her back to birth. No sun can light this place of heart. No bell can vibrate it like her voice. The chain cut clean from mooring now, he orients by memory round the footsteps she has dropped, like a Persian doll on a shepherd's star, reckoning his nights to the deep black well into which he sinks his feeble pen. Then, slowly, resolutely, like a toppled seaman in heavy swells, he writes once more his inverted spirit and mounts again his weathered hopes.
Très elegant indeed.
Merci, monsieur.
Thank you, Charles Sedita, for coming on Poet the Poet. I'm going into the back where the deep freeze is to check on the rest of the chickens. And when I return, we'll get into a little music with Jill Reisfeld. So stay with us.